Hey y'all, Christy Mattoon here with Mind Rewire and Christy Renee Healing Ministries. Sitting outside watching hummingbirds. Was watching hummingbirds. Oh, here comes a few. I don't know if you can see them on there. We probably had like 10 of them this morning. It was kind of cool. I wanted to jump on real quick and just remind everybody as the earth changes and as everything goes crazy, which it seems to be doing rather quickly, depending on where you are in the world, if you keep up with world news. The floods, the tornadoes that are not normal in some places, and the old lakes that are refilling. My husband and I drive around the mountains in Utah. We live kind of in a bowl, um, and have often speculated that from Salt Lake, which is actually below us, and there's lakes all over the place up here, how much of this used to be full of water? Because Salt Lake is a salt lake, so it was part of the ocean at one point. And we're watching, I think it was Africa, we were just looking at a gentleman online talking about Africa and the flooding that they're having. A dam that they built in the middle of nowhere a number of years ago in preparation for this. And it's just interesting, when you pay attention and you hear about some of the stuff that's going on like that. And the question just always comes back to my mind is, what are you doing for yourself to stay coherent, to keep yourself together, to make sure you don't fall apart in the middle of the big fall apart? Because it is. And, with everything that's going on, it's pretty plain to see that the food supply is going to go south rather quickly. When people panic, right? I mean, think about the toilet paper rush of COVID. I still don't understand what that was all about, but people freaked out over toilet paper until there was none, supposedly. So, preparations are going to be ill met no matter what we do. I think long-term thinking is probably some of the best solution. How do you grow? How do you maintain yourself in a world that is not going to be maintainable? And the solar minimum that's happening, whether you think the sun is a fake sun at this point and they've replaced it with some weird heat lamp that's in the sky, or whether there's something going on. Oh, we got a whole bunch of them now. Whether there's something going on with the sun. I don't know if you can see those or not. They're little tiny guys, but they're zooming around over there. Super fun. Or whether you think something's going on with the sun that's causing the issue that it does not feel like a regular sun and it's white instead of yellow, and the heat is just... We had this beautiful, cool breeze here today, just for instance. It was amazing when you were in the shade, but when you stepped in the sun, you had the cool breeze, but then the heat of the sun was so hot compared to what the temperature was reading. It's just weird. It's just super weird. None of our garden grew as well as it normally would have, which is kind of a drag, but it is what it is. So, my question is always back to the same thing. How are you maintaining yourself? Do you have a defined practice? Do you know what you can do daily? Do you know what you can do every 6 hours, every hour? And even a better question is, are you actually doing it? Because that seems to be the hardest part for everybody that I talk to, is they know what they can do. They know what has helped them in the past. They know how to get coherent, or how to meditate, or how to calm themselves when they need to, but they don't practice it, and they don't practice it in places where the turmoil is. They practice it like we're taught in the corner of your room, with your soft little squishy chair. And my words to everybody has always been the same. Find the thing that agitates you the most. Find the thing that will throw you down the stairs the fastest. And go stand in front of that thing and maintain your coherence. It is the greatest training the greatest personal training a person can ever do, is to get coherent, get yourself in that state where your mind is empty and everything is at peace and it feels wonderful and amazing, and then go stand in front of the one thing that will take you down the fastest. And you could practice with smaller things first, but if you practice with the big thing, the smaller things are nothing. The smaller things fall off. Can you hear them? They're all chirpy. I love the hummingbirds. So amazing. The smaller things turn into absolutely nothing. So you practice in places that super suck. And then you see if you can maintain yourself. Can you maintain your peace? Can you maintain a state of mind and a state of energy that keeps you in balance, in harmony? Can you project energy in that horrible place that would affect the place to bring it back to a harmonic, whatever it is, right? Place, person, whatever. That's the greatest test. Sitting down with your eyes closed and meditating for hours on end is fantastic. But to take it into the arena of your life, most people are like, I'm calm, and it's like over time it's made me calmer. Walk with that into something that will throw you down, will trip you, will send you sideways, and maintain it. Memorize the feeling. Know who you are so well that when you walk into that thing, you can't touch it. Can't touch this. Can't mess me up. Because I can maintain my state of peace no matter what you're doing. Now, there are people in my life who can still throw me sideways, right? But I practice this all the time. And when they do, what tends to happen is I catch it faster. I can come back to my peace way quicker than I could 3 years ago, even 1 year ago. You know what I'm talking about. So whatever it is you're practicing, they're all over the place all of a sudden. Let me see if I can get some of these in here. It's getting dark out, so they're getting even harder to see. Oh, I stood up and I scared most of them off. I love the hummingbirds. So much fun. I don't know, becoming yourself, right? I talked to a young man today in a session that just absolutely floored me. He's such a beautiful soul, such a beautiful person. And it's the same idea. Stand up, get coherent, walk into it, keep your eyes open. Open your eyes, open your eyes. Don't let the feeling leave you. Memorize that feeling, right? We always base our life on whatever we're feeling in the moment, but the feeling that we usually have, it usually isn't wonderful for whatever reason. It's the way we're tuned, I guess. But if you recognize that, and you say, I don't want to be like that anymore, it's literally the decision to be your true self versus the human suit self, right? I've gone so far as to rename Christy's the human suit, Renee is the inner being. Christy is all of this stuff. Renee is that inner being. And when I'm observing myself in that state, and I can put that separation into place, the inner being just emerges because it's all that's there. And in psychology, they tell you, oh, that's a dangerous game to play, separating yourself. But isn't that one of the stupid things they've taught us about separation? There is no separation, but we create it. You can create separation here that will give you greater clarity on what you truly are. And then at the point that you get that, right? Because right now you're just living by the suit. You're living by the human suit, by the training and the programming. But if you can separate it out and just be in that part of you that's that higher vibrational entity, that's the total vibrational entity, be in that light, be in that space, become that. Then when everything comes back together, this program totally has to change. You can't do both at once. You can't be angry and in love at the same time. And people will say, oh, yes, I can. No, you can't. Chemically, no, you can't. The human suit won't allow it. And the spirit suit doesn't do anger. The spirit part of you, right? What are the attributes of God? What are the attributes of your spirit? Right? When you need to get angry, you can, but you don't pull that vibration up and then hold it as a stable force. You don't want that. Does it make sense? Practice is the key. The focus is the key in any of this stuff. Practice and focus. What you focus on will get bigger, it will grow, and what you practice daily will become your focus. If I'm practicing my inner self and my focus is here, and I'm practicing from this space, really quickly you'll start to notice a change. I can't be both at once. Can't be both at once. And I don't even want to be. I don't even want to be. Hey, buddy. They are all over the place right now. Oh, he took off. Anyway, I hope that made some essence of sense. Sense? We are on for Saturday night, or Saturday at 3 p.m. We'll have our next class, and we're going to do some work to help remove some of the nonsense people are fighting with, so you can get more clarity on your inner self. I'm telling you, you're going to need this. As we move into this new world, you want to be the inner self. You want to be that. That feeling is what you are. You want that. You do not want to stay so engaged in the physical nature of this world. We're in the world, but we're not of the world, right? Isn't that what the verse says? We're in the world, but we're not of the world. Flip the script. Make a decision, yes or no. Do you want to be I am? Or do you want to remain as your human suit? Saturday night, we'll definitely go into this deeper, because it's that decision and it's that commitment to the I am self that will make the difference. The contrast is just the contrast. Once you see it, once you know it, you choose, you pick. Am I this or am I that? Yes or no? All right, I hope this helps. I'm going to go play darts with my son down in the garage. And bless you. I love you. Thank you for being here.